My husband buried me alive, and I dug my way out. The last thing I remember was the taste of coffee. Bitter and strange, then darkness. I woke up to the smell of damp earth and the suffocating weight of being trapped. My lungs screamed for air. Panic, cold and sharp, seized me. Where was I? I tried to move my arms, my legs, but they were pinned. It was a box, a wooden box. My heart hammered against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat in the silent, crushing dark. Then, a memory surfaced through the fog in my head. A fight with Ethan, my husband. His face, usually so gentle, was twisted with something I'd never seen before, rage. He'd been acting strange for months. Ever since his business partner, Leo, died in a hiking accident. Ethan inherited everything. We were set for life, he'd said, but wealth had made him paranoid, secretive. He'd accused me of, what, cheating with who? The details were blurry, lost in the haze of whatever he'd drugged me with. But the chilling truth settled in my stomach like a stone. Ethan did this. He put me here, he buried me alive. A sob escaped my lips, but I choked it back. No, I wouldn't die like this, not for him. My fingers clawed at the lid above me, splinters dug under my nails, but I didn't care. The wood was old, slightly rotted. Hope, a tiny, flickering flame, ignited in my chest. I pushed, again and again. My muscles screamed, my breath came in ragged gasps. I thought of our daughter, Lily. Her bright smile, her warm hugs. I had to get back to her. Ethan had told me she was at her grandmother's for the weekend. Was she safe? The thought spurred me on. I used my engagement ring, the one he'd placed on my finger with promises of forever, to scrape at the wood. The diamond, a symbol of our supposed love, became my tool for survival. I scraped and dug, my fingers raw and bleeding. Finally, a crack, a sliver of hope. I pushed with everything I had. The wood groaned, then splintered. Soil, cold and gritty, cascaded onto my face. I didn't care. It meant I was close. I was getting out. I clawed through the dirt, my movements frantic. It was a shallow grave. He was arrogant. He never thought I'd wake up. I broke the surface, gasping for the cool night air. The moon hung in the sky, a silent witness. I was in the woods behind our house, a place where we used to walk, where he'd proposed. The irony was a bitter pill. I staggered to my feet, my body aching, covered in dirt and blood. I didn't go to the police, not yet. What would I say? My husband, the beloved local businessman, tried to murder me. They'd think I was crazy. I needed proof. I crept back to my own home, a ghost returning from the grave. I slipped in through the unlocked back door. He was so confident. The house was quiet. I went to his office, my heart pounding. His laptop was open, and there it was, his search history. How much sedative is fatal? Fastest way for wood to rot. How to get away with murder. My blood ran cold. But there was more. Emails between Ethan and Leo's widow, Clara. They weren't just grieving together, they were lovers. It was all their affair, their plan. Leo hadn't died in an accident. They killed him, and I, apparently, knew too much, or maybe I was just in the way. I found a hidden file. A life insurance policy, one Ethan had taken out on me just a month ago for $5 million. That was my worth to him. I wasn't just a wife he wanted to get rid of, I was a payday. The final piece of their twisted puzzle. I heard a car pull into the driveway. It was him. I had to act fast. I grabbed the small, hidden webcam I'd once used to monitor our puppy. I set it up, aimed it at his desk, and hit record. Then I went back to my own grave. I lay down in the dirt-filled hole, pulled the broken lid over me as best I could, and waited. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. I heard his footsteps approaching. He was whistling. The sound made my skin crawl. He uncovered the grave, and his face was a mask of shock when he saw me lying there, my eyes open, staring right at him. Before he could react, I spoke, my voice a broken whisper. You failed. He stumbled back, his face pale with terror. You're supposed to be dead, he stammered. Leo's dead. Isn't he? Ethan, I said, sitting up slowly. Just like you and Clara planned. Was I next on the list? Or was I just the bonus payout? He stared at me, speechless. The bravado, the rage, it all vanished, replaced by pure, pathetic fear. That's when the police cars, sirens blaring, screeched into the woods. I had called them from my hiding place in the house, telling them my husband was trying to kill me and where to find us. I showed them everything. The laptop, the insurance policy, the recording. But the most powerful evidence was me standing there, covered in the earth he'd buried me in. Clara was arrested an hour later. The camera in Ethan's office had recorded him calling her in a panic, confessing everything. Their perfect plan unraveled in a matter of hours. The trial was a media circus. They tried to paint me as unstable, but the evidence was undeniable. My grave became the star witness. They were both sentenced to life in prison, justice. But it doesn't erase the scars. Some nights, I still wake up feeling the weight of the dirt, the suffocating darkness. But then I hear Lily's gentle breathing from the next room, and I remember why I fought so hard. I dug my way out of that grave not just for me, but for her. He took my trust, my love, and tried to take my life, but he couldn't take my strength. He buried a wife. But I rose as a survivor. And I will spend every day of my second chance teaching my daughter what real strength is. It's not about how hard you can hit, but how you can get back up after being buried. Thanks for watching. If you or someone you know is in a dangerous situation, please reach out for help. There are resources available and you don't have to face it alone.